Well, rise and shine, Tampa Bay. We're waking up on this Saturday morning. Very mild and, you guessed it, incredibly muggy as you get ready for your weekend plans. That's going to translate into this afternoon, but I do have some updates I want to bring you when it comes to the heat. I know a lot of us are going to want to spend time outdoors. We'll walk you through what you need to know coming up.
Yeah, and it is going to be a very hot day for the biggest Pride event in the state. From parking to parties, we are getting you prepared for the St. Pete Pride Parade. Plus, too dangerous to ride? I'll tell you what Tampa police want you to know before you take one of those electric scooters out on the road. And we will show you how some simple Post-it notes led to one priceless surprise. Good morning to you. It is Saturday, June 22nd, 2019. You are up on the bright side. We thank you so much for waking up with us. Yeah, we're pretty happy about that, I'd say.
Pretty excited.
I'm Josh Sidorowitz.
And I'm meteorologist Natalie Ferrari. I'm pumped because I don't feel like I'm going to have this anxiety watching the radar for thunderstorms all the way into the afternoon. Finally, for 2 weekends in a row, it's just messed up some people's plans.
Well, because it's been so sporadic, it's hit or miss, it's a monsoon downpour, and then
the moment you get comfortable at the beach, you're like, well, let's pack up this bad boy and wait an hour.
So the alternative is we'll all just melt today. That's
okay, because we have some little spotty areas where you can actually look forward to some AC as we head out and about. And it could be dangerous when it comes to heat exhaustion. So we'll walk you through what you need to know again, coming up in your full forecast. Josh.
All right, Natalie. Well, it is finally here. Pride weekend in St. Pete. About 250,000 people are expected to paint the town just about every color of the rainbow for the Pride Parade tonight. Brightside reporter Madison Allworth, she is live downtown. Madison, big events like this, I mean, there was always big security, and they've got some new cameras this year, Tampa Police, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right. Those cameras are going to be crucial for this weekend. We'll all be in these shirts, so if you see us, make sure you holler. We'll have lots of beads, and we can't wait to see you guys along the route.
Absolutely, yeah. I'll be down there. A lot of us. We are really looking forward to it. We've even got, we'll be tossing some of those shirts out to the crowd too, so a lot of fun. All right, Madison, thank you so much. We'll see you in a little bit once again. And you know, with so many people expected down there, she said, what, more than 200,000? You know, parking is going to be a pain. So you might want to consider hopping on the Pride bus. The Pinellas Suncoast Transit Authority has wrapped one of its buses in rainbow graphics. You can park at St. Pete High School for free and catch the Route 9 of the parade, or you can park at Tropicana Field for about $10 and then catch the Route 18 bus to Pride. Those buses are going to be running from noon until midnight. And as Madison just mentioned, 10 News is proud to sponsor this St. Pete Pride Parade. As just one of many events happening here in Tampa Bay, we've got a guide to your weekend posted right now on our free 10 News app. Well, we do want to make the most of the time that you got with us here this morning, so let's get you in the know with what else is making headlines. A Tampa mother is waking up today with her young son at home for the first time in nearly a year. 4-year-old Dexter Salome and his mom flew into Tampa International yesterday. You see here, the FBI says that it was Dexter's father who kidnapped him and then ran to Lebanon, a country with no U.S. extradition treaty. And despite some long odds, Dexter's mom convinced a Lebanese court to return her son.
You all just witnessed here, it's the first time this has ever happened out of Lebanon. Lebanon's not a signer to the Hague Convention. Lebanon has no extradition treaty, and yet this happened.
Well, Dexter's dad is in federal custody right now in Atlanta. He's scheduled to make his first appearance in court this Monday. Missouri could soon be the first state of the union since Roe v. Wade without an abortion clinic. The state's health department yesterday opted not to renew the license of the last remaining clinic in that state. However, a St. Louis judge has allowed the Planned Parenthood facility in question to continue the procedure, at least for now, until a final decision is made in this case. This morning, a man remains in critical condition after he was hit by a semi while riding one of those electric scooters in Tampa this week. We did check in to see if there would be any changes for riders with the new law in place now that the governor signed, which allows these scooters to be ridden in both the roads and in bike lanes. Tampa police, though, they say there won't be any changes.
I don't anticipate that this is necessarily going to result in any changes. I think that the city council might look at what happened in Tallahassee that might inform our rules here. But from the police point of view, we don't know exactly what happened. We don't know how he ended up in front of a sizable truck.
So Tampa police say their focus is now on education, and they are not going to be issuing citations, but They are working to create a special code to keep track of any issues related to the e-scooters, which have now been in Tampa for about a month. All right, let's take a look at some of the other things that are happening today across Tampa Bay. Let's head up to Citrus County, where the health department is hosting a drive-through clinic with free hepatitis A vaccines. There have been 13 Hep A cases in that county already this year. You can get the first dose while sitting right in your car. How easy is that? They recommend you should get a second dose of it within 6 months. That clinic runs from 9 until noon at the Department of Health for Citrus County's office in Lecanto. Experts say the hepatitis A vaccine is the best way to prevent getting it. And, we always want to let you know where you can find some free food, right? Well, today you can get a free original filled donut at Krispy Kreme. This is all part of the company's promise to give away more donuts after they successfully handed out 1 million free donuts for National Donut Day earlier this month. So you're welcome. Our daily community service.
Oh my goodness, I know.
Did you know they had filled donuts?
Of course they do. You
Oh.
didn't know this?
All right, well, I'll have to check with you.
It has cream in the name.
I know they have the glazed. All right, we'll move on. Let's move on to this one. Actually,
now we need to have a session.
we need to have an actual. All right, we'll have a
discuss
serious
this further.
conversation during the break.
In the meantime, where are a box of tissues?
This is
Josh?
tissue
This-
alert on this next story. Please
So sweet.
take it over.
A stepfather left inspirational notes on his stepdaughter's door every day for years.
Like
I believe it's like when
the
she
little
was,
Post-it notes.
Yeah, when she's about to go to school.
Yeah.
Turns out she saved them all, framed them, and then returned them, and he was just beyond surprised.
Happy Father's Day.
I mean, come on.
I've probably come across this like 3 times.
I
on
know,
social
and I
media,
still wanna
and
watch
I
it.
still get sobby every time. Just emotional and speechless, that father there. That's 6 years worth of inspirational messages surrounding a photo of her with her stepdad. Sophie says she kept them all.
That's so great. And that's a gift from the heart.
That is.
That has some
So
meaning behind it.
unique
And
to their relationship.
Yeah. I think about all the notes. My mom used to leave me notes in like my lunchbox when I
Yeah.
was really little. How cool it would have been. I mean, if I had the foresight in elementary school to save them.
This will be a great gift down the road. Let me save all these.
Because they're so special and they
Absolutely.
seem so minor, but when you add them all
when you
up.
when you get to do something like that, it's so neat.
Well done. All right. Well, listen to this. A romantic night for one couple ends not with a broken heart, but a broken window.
Oh no.
6:13, you are up on the bright side on this Saturday, and you are taking a live Earth Cam look at Naples, where, what are we, about 30 minutes from sunrise?
Now about 15,
Oh, okay.
20, yeah.
It just keeps getting earlier and earlier.
Yeah, no kidding.
Those days keep getting longer. It's funny how that works.
Yeah, it's funny how the Earth just does things.
Seasons and such. Oh,
That
goodness.
whole weather
That
thing.
thing. Well, we're so glad to have you with us here on this morning.
I'm like getting close to run away now.
We really got to warn you. I mean, we're expecting a lot of people out there for Pride, and hydrate.
Yeah.
Take a fan, find some shade. I mean, it's going to be
And I can
sticky out there.
literally bang you over the head every single hour about hydrate.
More than you already do?
Basically, and you guys know I do that every single day.
She
But
physically beats me during the commercial breaks.
have you talked to my boyfriend? Why does he say the same thing every time?
HR?
Gosh. No, but really, we're going to be talking about a lot of muggy conditions. So it's important to hydrate. However, as you make your way out and about, you're going to also want to take frequent breaks, not only in the shade, but maybe find some spots with some AC. It will be oppressive, and that's a trend that will stick around even into early next week.
Well, you know it. Lightning hockey is going to be back.
Ah, yes. Once again, here we are. I'm really far away. There we go. God, we're like so
We're still.
back to me. All right.
It gives me more room to.
Yeah,
my
you can
dance and
shimmy and
activities.
shake over there. All right, so this is weird. This is actually ridiculous. Of course, apropos. A salon owner in Dunedin says he wants a kissing couple to pay for his broken window. Now, let me explain.
Oh my.
Here is what this window looks like. You can see the cracks, and it's almost shattered. The owner says that surveillance video caught the couple kissing each other against the window. And, oh my goodness. Apparently, they were leaning so hard against it, it broke.
Is this window made out of paper?
How hard
How
were
did
they
it break?
leaning
How
against
it-
it? The owner
That's a
says
lot
the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office is now looking into it. We have a lot of questions.
I have a lot of questions.
Yeah, they were really going all
Has to
in,
be a
I
lot of-
guess. That was one makeout session for the books.
I'm like thinking over here, like, that has to be a lot of pressure, a lot of force. Why am I focusing on the physics of what just happened? Of
It's
course.
either a really thin window or some of the physics of love. Producer Katie.
Yeah, producer Katie crushing it.
Unbelievable. All right. Now you know.
I just don't. Do we need to though?
Hey, do you have a small yard? Well, no problem, because you can garden anywhere thanks to some simple tricks that are good to know. (6:24), time now for your health checkup this morning. New research has found personal care products send a young child to the emergency room an average of every 2 hours. So the study in clinical pediatrics found that most of these injuries are from nail polish remover, shampoo, and lotion, and it is usually because the child has swallowed the product or has gotten it in their eye. Using cartoon characters in ads for e-cigarettes may be attracting young people to the nicotine products. That's according to a USC study. It found that the cartoon images were associated with expectations that the product would taste good. Well, turns out you don't need a huge garden to start your own garden. You don't need a huge yard, rather, to start your own garden. And you don't even need to buy expensive soil to keep it growing. It's good to know there are actually some very simple, inexpensive ways to get one going. Brightside reporter Jenny Dean shows you how starting small can lead to big success.
You don't have to have a tremendous amount of space. Ready to go.
Would you look at that? Well, you know, of course, once you have your garden, you're going to want to fertilize it, right? And it's good to know how to do your own composting. So Jenny Dean is actually going to show you how to do that this coming Tuesday morning on Brightside, so stay tuned for that. All right, time now is 6:26. Let's go back out live to Madison Alworth. She is in downtown St. Pete with what she's working on for our next half hour. Good morning again.
Of course, I'm working on Pride. It is Pride weekend here in St. Pete, the largest Pride celebration in all of Florida. I'm going to tell you about the security, when the parade starts, and where you can spot us along the parade route.
The feds say his own father kidnapped him, taking him half a world away. But his mother here in Tampa never stopped fighting, and this morning, see the moment this 4-year-old finally returned home. Plus, surviving the spin cycle, how this cat wound up in the family washing machine. Yes, yes. And it is no secret Florida's degree of heat can be rough. Why millennials are putting the axe on deodorant use? We've got something to say about this. We'll discuss.
That explains a lot, Josh.
Hey, wait a minute. It's Saturday, June 22nd, 2019. You are up on the bright side. Luckily, you can't smell us.
Yeah, no smell-o-vision here. And I'm meteorologist Natalie
Oh,
Ferrari.
am I Josh Sidor? Did I say that?
I don't know if you did, but I'm. In case you didn't know who
Okay.
he was.
I'm Josh. I'm Natalie.
I'm Jordan.
The heat's already, I mean, even
Yeah.
the sun wasn't even up, and it's
It was
gross,
just-
and it's going to get gross.
It's like waking
grosser.
up into a sauna, especially as
Katie's
you.
like, go to weather. Stop talking.
I'm kidding. Our producer's like, move it along. Look at this. We have some clouds. We'll do that hour by hour future radar in just a few moments.
All right, in the meantime, Natalie, it is Pride weekend in St. Petersburg. Downtown is going to be crowded, to say the least, with people for the state's largest Pride celebration, all leading up to tonight's big parade. Brightside reporter Madison Alworth, she is already there. And we say a big crowd, Madison, but just how many are we actually expecting down there today?
It is a huge pride celebration, the largest in Florida, dancing along this whole way. So if you see us, make sure you give us a hi. I've been told that we have t-shirts, so there's gonna be so much fun, and that's all coming up the rest of the day, Josh.
Yeah, we'll be tossing out the t-shirts that you got on. I'll have mine on, and luckily by design, the parade starts as the sun is setting, so we won't all be melting. But we really look forward to seeing all of you. And Madison, I'll see you out there a little bit later on today. All right, thank you so much. As Madison mentioned, 10 News is proud, very proud to sponsor the St. Pete Pride Parade. That is just one of many events, though, that we've got going on here in Tampa Bay this weekend. You can find your entire guide to the weekend posted right now on our free 10 News app. Well, the FBI says he was kidnapped by her ex-husband, but this Tampa mom, she never stopped fighting, and this morning her young son is finally home. 10 News reporter Bo Zimmer was at Tampa International Airport for the homecoming.
A smile and a wave up to do.
And what a shot of the two of them there. We are so glad to see them back together again. At this point, unclear what charges the father is being held on, but we do expect we're going to learn a lot more from his court appearance coming up this Monday. New this morning, 9 people killed after a skydiving plane crashes in Oahu, Hawaii. When firefighters arrived on scene, they saw that video there. The plane on fire, there was nothing left of it. Preliminary investigation is that there were 6 employees, 3 customers on board. The fire chief says family members of those on board were on the ground when the crash happened, may have actually seen that plane go down. My goodness. The crash is being called one of the deadliest for a civilian airplane in Hawaii. Developing this morning, scientists are expected to begin a new investigation at the Dozier School for Boys in Mariana to look for more possible human remains. So the remains now of more than 50 people, they were recovered from the state reform school back in 2015. Since then, the state has worked to try to reunite the remains with surviving family members. 7 former students exhumed were recently reburied. So the Secretary of State says that once they can determine what exactly is underground, officials will then begin to establish, quote, appropriate next steps, and that could include more digging. More than 500 former students have claimed they were either brutally beaten or mentally and sexually abused at this school, which closed in 2011 after more than 100 years in operation. We are keeping our eye on politics as the race for 2020, as you well know, is well underway. We've already got a presidential candidate coming to Tampa next week. Beto O'Rourke will visit Brew Bus Brewing for a roundtable with veterans on Monday morning. He is, of course, one of 20 Democrats who will be in Miami next week for their first televised debate. That is on June 26th. The Jussie Smollett case will now be investigated by a special prosecutor. A Cook County, Illinois judge made the ruling because State Attorney Kim Foxx did not have the authority to hand off the case to her top deputy after recusing herself.
Schuman did a wonderful job on the court order. It's very thorough and it's very complete, and we'll get the truth, the whole truth, under oath.
The judge ruled that a special prosecutor could bring new charges if there are, quote, reasonable grounds to do so, or make the decision just to dismiss the charges. Well, there likely is not a story you're going to hear today that is crazier than this. This cat, named Felix, survived after going through the wash, rinse, and the spin cycle of his family's washing machine. He was in there for 45 minutes. Felix's owner, she says she always checks before she closes the door and hits start, but obviously did not this time. And when she went to go get the load of laundry out, she noticed it was still really wet, and then that is when she said she saw a little white paw and heard a meow.
Oh my God.
Felix is luckily recovering at the vet's office. Can you imagine that?
No. However, my cat's name is Felix, and he is the most mischievous cat I've ever known.
Check your washing machine then.
And this is absolutely something my cat would do.
How? 45 minutes?
45 minutes.
Well, all right, that burns one of his 9 lives, right? All right.
Oh my word.
Goodness. All right, good for Felix. Glad he's okay. Let's take a look at what else is happening across Tampa Bay today. The Warrior Games are getting underway this weekend in Tampa. This is great. About 300 wounded veterans from all branches of the military. They will face athletes from the UK Armed Forces, Australian Defence Force, and Canadian Armed Forces. They're going head-to-head in like 11 different sports. There's archery, cycling, sitting volleyball, and wheelchair basketball. It is so awesome to watch them all compete. Tonight, Jon Stewart, former host of The Daily Show, is hosting the opening ceremonies at Amalie with country star Hunter Hayes performing. We've got the full schedule posted to WTSP.com. Or you can catch some fireworks and fun at Summerfest in Zephyr Hills. The day is going to begin with a morning market that features 50 local artisans and vendors. And then this afternoon, there's going to be plenty of family fun activities, including a good old-fashioned watermelon eating contest. And then the day wraps up with a fireworks show, which you just saw there. It all kicks off at 10 o'clock at Zephyr Park.
That's actually a very smart contest to throw during this time of year.
Right? Yeah, I could dog a whole watermelon in this.
And you're gonna need it, you're gonna want it, it'll suffice. It'll get you by through the rest of the day. And now, Josh, I can't believe this is even a story we're about to read. It totally confuses me. A new poll finds a lot of young people aren't wearing deodorant. And it's, I can't believe this is an actual thing. And it's not for the reason you'd think. These numbers are no small numbers either. Almost 40% of people ages 18 to 24 don't use deodorant or haven't in a month. The numbers aren't much better for 25 to 30-year-olds. I was thinking maybe it was going to be better for us.
Nope.
31% for that age bracket. Can you believe this? And the first thing folks probably thinking, like, maybe it's for health reasons.
Right.
I know there's a lot of aluminum-based products out there, but that's not the reason people are using. According to YouGov, it's because people think they don't need it.
So that's interesting because, yeah, when I posted this on my Facebook, a lot of the reaction I got from people who said they don't was for that. They don't like the chemicals that are in it.
Right.
Or they've gone for like more natural-based stuff, which that's fine. But then I kept pointing out, but all of these people seem convinced that they are just, above the laws of physics, I guess. Yeah, like especially here in Florida, more power to you, I guess, but.
It's funny because I've heard like more friends all along the southern states that are just like, I want to try these, these other deodorants that don't have as many.
Don't do it
or don't do it at all. And they're like, yeah, not in the South. That's hard.
You're asking for trouble.
Or less friends.
Or less friends, yeah. Hey, there is a new spin on tennis. You want to bring your racket, but leave the ball behind. Hey, good news on a weekend like this one. You can now swim at the Venice Fishing Pier. Just reopened after a swim advisory was in effect. Health officials had shut it down because of a large amount of bacteria that was found in the water. No sewage spills were reported, so they believe it was actually just most likely from the birds.
It bums me out whenever there's any type of escalation out in the water.
Yeah,
it's so gorgeous.
Our beaches are so vital to everyone here and, beautiful. You don't want to see.
And my survival, honestly.
Well, especially.
I need the beaches to survive.
You need the beaches?
I do.
The pool is just not enough for you.
No, we have this beautiful earth. Let's immerse ourselves into it.
All right, fine.
Let's get that on an inspirational quote.
Gandhi. No. When it's so hot, though, like this, you go in the water, there's very little relief because the water's like pushing 90 degrees.
That's true. Yeah, we're getting to that point.
Like a sauna.
And if you're going to be heading out, it's a sauna out there. It really is, especially as we get towards the afternoon hours. That's when that humidity really just kind of wraps you in, a lot of moisture, and that's going to make these daytime highs in the lower to mid 90s harder when your body sweats to actually cool you down. And that's why we definitely recommend try to find some spots with the AC in between all those outdoor festivities.
And if you don't mind the heat and looking for maybe an idea to get up and get out, how about playing tennis on the beach? Right side reporter Sean Stryker hit the sand with a new take on an old game.
It's the barefoot, bounceless ball type of tennis.
You get the competition, the excitement of being outside and playing a sport and just having fun.
Well, if you would like to give beach tennis a try, you could actually do it today. They play most Saturday mornings at the Sheraton Sand Key Resort in Clearwater Beach. Well, it has been 50 years since an industrial accident turned into a Green Awakening. Michelle Miller and Dana Jacobson, they are in New York. Good morning to you both this morning.
Good morning, Josh. Coming up, we'll have all this morning's headlines.
Plus, today marks 50 years since a shocking industrial accident sparked a green awakening.
We'll see you in about 6 minutes. 6:54 is your time. Let's get a final check on what is making headlines this Saturday morning. Take a live look at downtown St. Pete, where it is Pride weekend. Thousands of people are expected to come downtown, dressed, of course, in rainbow colors, beads, costumes, celebrating Pride. The party kicks off today at 2, with the parade stepping off at North Straub Park around 7. Of course, 10 News, once again, a proud sponsor of the St. Pete Pride Parade. We've got a full guide to everything happening at that event and elsewhere this weekend on our free 10 News app. 4-year-old Dexter Salome is back home with his mother in Tampa this morning, nearly a year after he was kidnapped by his father and taken to Lebanon, according to the FBI. Dexter's mom convinced a Lebanese court to return her son. Meantime, Dexter's father is in federal custody in Atlanta. He is scheduled to make his first appearance in court this Monday. New this morning, 9 people are dead following a skydiving plane that crashed in Oahu, Hawaii. Look at the video here. There was almost nothing left of that plane after it caught fire. The crash is being called one of the deadliest for a civilian airplane in Hawaii history. The Warrior Games are underway this weekend in Tampa. About 300 wounded veterans from all branches of the military will face athletes from the UK Armed Forces, Australian Defence Force, and Canadian Armed Forces. Daily host, or former Daily Show host, Jon Stewart, he will be hosting tonight's opening ceremonies at Amalie Arena, with country star Hunter Hayes scheduled to perform. That'll be fun.
That is going to be an amazing event. And then a lot of folks are going to be heading out and about this weekend, especially here in Pinellas and downtown St. Pete. Make sure you take care of yourself. Be mindful of the heat. I also didn't want to forget our boaters. I left out our marine forecast in my last hit. I usually use it in there. Smooth conditions with winds out of the northwest, 5 knots. So not even bad conditions out on the water. But if you're going to be meandering your way here into St. Pete, that heat and that humidity, it's not so much the temperature, it's that humidity.
Right.
It's just going to make it harder for you to cool down.
You going to be at the parade?
Absolutely.
I'll see you there.
Yeah.
And we hope to see you there as well. Thanks for waking up on the bright side, everybody.